do you consider yourself a hipster?
Oh, God.
Talk to me about hipsters. So do you consider yourself a hipster? Don't you feel like hipsters and pickling kind of goes hand in hand?
And Brooklyn?
So do you guys feel like you specialize in hipster haircuts? I've heard the word hipster in a sort of negative tone, and I don't exactly know what the exact definition is. Educate me on hipster.
This is such a bizarre question.
Hipsters are everywhere, but here in New York City, word on the street is they're mostly in Brooklyn. And by the looks of it, they love a good old-fashioned throwback. So discovering this popular hangout in the borough's Gowanus neighborhood wasn't all that surprising.
This place is awesome. It looks awesome. It feels awesome. I don't even know much about shuffleboard, but I want to get involved just by looking at it.
You've come to the right place for that.
In 2011, friends Ashley Albert and Jonathan Schnapp found themselves at ground zero for what is commonly known as a game for retirees, and suddenly it hit them.
Oh my gosh, we're in Florida. We gotta play shuffleboard. We did some research and found the world's largest shuffleboard club in St. Petersburg, the Mirror Lake Club, and it was like the most majestically beautiful place in the whole world. And we met some of the players, and they taught us how to play, and they shared their beer with us, and they had a boombox, and we said, oh my God, this would kill in Brooklyn.
Royal Palms opened just 2 years later, and now the joy of shuffleboard can be learned by all.
So what is this baby here called?
This is a tang.
Ooh, tang.
Yes.
And those are called?
Those are called biscuits or discs.
I'm into it.
So the idea of the game is to shoot 10s and 8s and 7s, right? Not here because that would be super easy. You don't actually score until all 8 discs have been shot. So that's a good 7 and that's a good 8. But that is worth nothing if it's even a little bit on the line. This is the kitchen, minus 10. So if I'm black, I can shoot from anywhere inside of here. Usually we do 8-frame matches. They're back there. At the end of 8 frames wins, and we keep score on the scoreboard down on that side. Any questions?
Yeah. Talk to me about hipsters.
This is such a bizarre question.
I've heard the word hipster in a sort of negative tone, and I don't exactly know what the exact definition is.
Merriam-Webster defines hipster as a person who is unusually aware of and interested in new and unconventional patterns. The term's origin is most often linked to the 1930s jazz era and primarily used to describe someone who was, quote, in the know about jazz. After losing some steam, the word returned with a vengeance at the turn of the century in Brooklyn to mixed reviews. This time around, the hipness of hipsters was up for debate, thanks in part to satirical guide, The Hipster Handbook.
In my mind, they're a young person with a style that's their own. When it was the 60s, there were older people saying, oh, those dirty hipsters, and then when it was the 70s, they were saying, oh, those dirty punks. It's a New York City thing, and maybe somebody's got a beard and they're wearing a flannel shirt and a friggin' hat, but you're gonna be angry at that?
Like you said, New York's kind of always been the mecca of people wanting to color a little bit outside the lines.
Word.
I'm gonna do that side angle there.
That was a rookie move, is what that was.
Really? This whole day is rookie. So do you consider yourself a hipster?
No. I have coined a new term, hopester. It's somebody who is optimistic enough about their future and what's around the corner that they're willing to try new things.
I love that. I've never played shuffleboard in my life. All right, I'm gonna try and finesse this biscuit right here.
There it is, a perfect 8. That's what I'm talking about, Ashley.
Did you hear that note too? It's quite cute. It's my celebratory note.
So tonight,
Who am I gonna be playing with?
you're playing with the team called Butter My Peaches, one of our super groups. You're playing against the Pepperonis. They're fierce and they are the Royal Palms house team.
Are they pretty not stoked that I'm...
Nice.
Oh!
Wow, I think they're gonna be stoked.
I mean, they're getting a rookie. Solid rookie today. I hope I do him all right. Yo, I'm coming up quickie, but I don't think I'm going to.
But one round of liquid hope, and these peaches are feeling smooth like butter and ready to wipe the court with those greasy pepperonis.
That's too much.
A little bit, it's hard.
I go either too hard or way too light.
You do not have to be a hipster to come here. I mean, it's cool. It's a place you want to come hang out with your friends and have a good time.
Perfect. That was great. No, that was perfect.
Okay. There's room for everybody, and hipsters just seem kind of cool and eccentric, which I invite into my life.
So I take it this is your first time playing shuffleboard?
Yes.
Doing pretty good.
We're hopesters and we're coming in. Oh. I'm gonna hand my tang over. That was fun.
There you
Can I
go.
get a drink?
Yeah.
I do that better.
We all do.
Gracias.
She was actually way better than I thought. Yeah, she was really good.
Your face is kind of all up in there. You're not nervous?
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous, but one of the ways to assess the health of the hive is by smell.
So you've never been stung on the face?
Oh, I've totally been stung on the face. I don't recommend it. Stings happen, I guess.
It's a bumper sticker. Oh.
And you listen to them. Bees in a calm, relaxed hive are humming at middle C. When they're upset, you'll hear them go up to a C sharp. And it's, as you know, that's a really obvious change.
Yeah.
Beekeeping is a practice dating back centuries, and no one loves resurrecting an ancient activity more than a hipster. Tim O'Neill started keeping bees over 20 years ago in his native Ohio, and now he keeps them here in Red Hook, Brooklyn.
And why beekeeping?
I just enjoy it.
Do you?
It's fun to talk to people about it. My great uncle was a beekeeper, and I started keeping bees when I was in middle school. I was really popular when I was younger.
Beekeeping in New York City was illegal until 2010. Today, there are nearly 300 beehives registered with the city. To keep up with demand, fully assembled wooden hives are readily available. But part of the fun is building your own.
Wrong end.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, see?
All right,
Yeah.
thanks. I'm not used to this nail and stuff.
I know.
Mine's crooked. Oh, there we go.
I'm judging you.
Uh-oh. Would you say this is a hipster activity?
Oh, God. I was doing this before it was cool, Ashley.
You were a hipster before hipster even came around. So what's your thoughts on the hipster world?
I mean, who cares? People can do what they want, right? Other people are always going to come up with words to describe people different from them. Some of them are going to be kind, some of them are going to be less kind.
Do you think the hipster word has a bad reputation?
I think it depends on who you ask. If you ask my parents, yeah.
Do you consider yourself a hipster?
Oh, God. I probably check all the boxes, don't I? I'm like keeping bees in the city. I'm wearing like my beekeeping pants. I have like a straw hat somewhere.
I'm gonna try your hammer.
Oh yeah, here you go.
Process.
It's a heavier hammer.
How many of these do we have to build?
Well, one hive body would take about 10 of these. For the record, this hammer works just, oh no, I botched it. Thanks
See?
a lot.
Construction is not my thing.
Oh.
Judging.
Getting my buzz on with the queen bee and her squad, now that I can get into. But first, a few precautions.
Here, you use a bee smoker to calm down the bees.
Ah, they like this.
They actually don't. It stresses them out, but their stress response is to gorge. They'll eat as much honey as possible, and when they're that fat and heavy, they're less likely to fly up at our faces. I always carry an EpiPen with me, just in case.
And with that, time to hit those hives.
Well, it's okay, I got a face full of bees. Now you want to smoke the top of the bees, okay?
Is that enough?
Yep, that's enough. You see how they all ran down? Every single one of these frames that has comb in it is full of honey. Now this is old comb, but the honey is fresh. And it's good. That's good.
Good. We're
So-
doing another one?
Yeah, we keep on going through. Now here's our first look, full of babies. Lots
So
and
this
lots
queen's
of
doing
larvae.
good.
This queen is doing really well. She was bred on this farm, and she is just filling this with young. If you look at the bottom of these cells here, those are the eggs. And the queen can lay up to 2,000 of those a day.
Wow.
That's more than twice her body weight every day, just in eggs, which is
A lot.
yeah, and it sounds kind of horrible to me, right?
So how important are bees to the overall health of our planet and ourselves?
Well, they're of vital importance. All the fruits and vegetables that we have rely on bees and other flying insects for pollination.
Yeah, it's an issue right now with bees in the country, isn't it? They're all dying?
Well, it seems to be getting better, actually. And a lot of hobbyist, small-scale beekeepers are taking really good care of their hives. If we're talking about operations where, you know, you have 10,000 hives, you don't have time to look through each one the way we've looked through these 3 hives today, right? And that can be very negative and unhealthy for the bees.
Wow.
You can see this is just a beautiful frame of honey.
That is full of honey.
Take a look at this side. This is the really nice side.
Wow.
Whew. Here, take that and just chomp it. Wax and everything, eat it all. Trust me.
Just eat this.
Just eat it. That's how honey was.
Whoa.
You can spit out the wax if you want. You can swallow it, it won't hurt you. But this is about as fresh and as clean of a honey as you can possibly get.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Thank you so much. I've had a blast learning about bees and having some real honey, how it's supposed to be tasted.
You're welcome.
If there is one physical trait that will forever be synonymous with hipsters of today, it's got to be the man bun. Or maybe it's the beard. So to finally put an end to all of the scrutiny, I'm in Williamsburg, Brooklyn's most famous hipster hood, for the lowdown on hipster hair from Progressive Barbershop, Maintained.
Is there a difference between barbershop and salon?
Mostly barbershops are more masculine. What I try to develop is more of a neutral environment, and we just specialize in cutting mostly shorter hair. We're known as a hipster barbershop too because we're in Williamsburg. Right now the style is a lot of shorter hair, so hipsters always come out with the hottest things.
Is there like a most requested hairstyle here in Brooklyn?
I think it varies. The undercut has been more of a hipster kind of a look. Beard, longer hair with beard. The David Lynch, I feel like I do a lot of those. It's just shorter on the sides and disconnected on top and pretty long.
I think I know what Magda is describing, but for me, knowing is just half the battle.
This is your first client.
This is my first
Tina.
client. She's fabulous. He or she. We don't know. We're rolling with it. How's that?
That's perfect.
You feeling
That's
teens?
amazing.
Doing good?
So now we're gonna start the cutting technique, developing a square shape on top of a round shape, which is the head. So
And you
just
think that by learning this today, I'm gonna be able to like transform a dud to like a hipster?
definitely.
Your confidence, Chica.
I could train people within 2-3 months to be the level of people who've been cutting for 10 years. So we're doing the disconnected, kind of a David Lynchy style on Tina.
Okay.
We're grabbing 1-inch sections, combing it straight out, and imagine a box around Tina's head. And I'm cutting a straight line down. Ashley, since she's a dancer and knows choreography, I think she'll be able to pick up the steps easily. Put this comb in this hand, palm to palm.
Holy moly.
Do it.
Doing it.
Woo.
Okay.
There you are, professional.
I don't know about that yet, but hey. I totally have a great appreciation for this industry. I mean, my mom was a hairstylist, and I respect the fact that they come here and give people new looks and make them feel good.
I'm a regular at Maintained. I come here because I can arrive and let the people do what they do best. I kind of trust them.
How you feeling, teens? Something shaggy's happening, that's
Don't
for
worry,
sure.
it's gonna look good.
I don't trust Ashley at all.
So how do I turn this on?
I have a huge head and I always kind of get a little wary about how big it looks with my hair.
I wouldn't get my hair cut by a newbie. I love that Trevor's going to. Sit down here.
All right.
How are you doing?
Good for now.
You know, this is my very first human haircut.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, I literally just learned how to cut hair in like 20 minutes, but what I did felt like I could achieve it, so we're gonna give it a go. All right, Trevor, what are you wanting today?
A lot closer on the sides. Trying to keep a little bit of length on top. Pretty messy, yeah.
Sweet.
No matter what, I can always buzz it off.
Are you into the hipster look?
I don't know if I am, but some people might say I am. I guess my signature look would be messy with a little touch of class.
How you thinking so far?
No clue.
Are you ready for the scissors?
I don't have a choice.
You don't. The hardest part for me was getting the right angles with the scissors and my fingers and not cutting myself or someone's ear off.
There you are, the perfect angle.
See, you hearing this? Perfect. Perfect is coming out of her mouth, Trevor. Oh, just kidding, Trev.
Nice try.
Trev, you feeling more hipster, huh?
Definitely.
I couldn't tell if Trevor liked his haircut, but I liked it. I thought it was good.
The haircut's pretty great. It's different than I expected, but I'm happy with it. So, could have been worse.
I think it looks really nice. Great job.
Gracias. For my first cut, the only way is up.
The misconception about hipster style is that it's disheveled, dusty, and deliberately effortless. Truth is, their look is actually pretty polished. And I like it.
Dan, take a seat.
Thank you.
You are my next client. All right, what are you coming in here for?
A little beard trim, please. We've got a wedding coming up, so we need to clean it up a little bit.
Sure.
Let's cover his eyes so then
You can't see what's happening. I think it's gonna be just fine. Bring out the ball and the gag. No, just kidding, just kidding.
Can't get enough of First Look? Check out firstlooktv.com for full episodes, behind-the-scenes extras, and more. In Brooklyn, knowing where your food comes from and how it's made is all the rage. And sometimes the best way to do just that is to make it your damn self.
Let's talk about Brooklyn Brine.
Brooklyn Brine, we are manufacturers of pickles and brine-infused condiments. Everything that we make is really based on an amazing brine, layering flavors of sour, salty, sweet, savory, spicy, umami.
And what makes your pickles different from pickles that you buy at the supermarket?
Chemicals, slave labor, mass production. Innovation is what really truly makes us stand apart. We're the first to the market to add distilled spirits into pickles.
Oh, cool.
Brooklyn Brine is just one of several hundred artisanal and creative businesses setting up shop at Industry City, a massive industrial complex in the borough's Sunset Park neighborhood that had been abandoned and then reimagined in response to Brooklyn's booming craft scene. But as we know, success often breeds contempt, which in this case comes in the form of misguided labels.
Don't you feel like hipsters and pickling kind of goes hand in hand?
And Brooklyn and tattoos.
And Brooklyn and
skateboarding.
tattoos. Does that bother you?
I don't spend a lot of time thinking about it. We work too hard to diminish what we do as a hipster slacker job. You're not seeing on the other side what it really is. What's up with Brooklyn is a very strong community of people that are wanting to do things on their own and are wanting to spread good and new ideas into the market.
Yeah.
You know, I was a chef. I've only ever worked in restaurants. This is by and far the hardest job I've ever had.
Maybe the term hipster has been misunderstood.
I just think it got a really bad rap a couple years ago, and now they're on to complaining about millennials. Time to make some pickles.
Time to make
Time
some
to make the pickles.
All right, what do we do here?
So it's already got the spice blend, the dill, the fresh habanero.
You can smell the dill.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's a very aromatic jar. It's like a little terrarium. And we're essentially building a base. So we want to put the first one in, one next to it on this side. As many cucumbers as possible.
Try to squeeze that baby in there.
I don't know what you did here. First day, it's
My
okay.
first time.
All right, there we go.
You gotta like puzzle piece Tetris that baby.
It is.
There we go.
There you go.
Voila!
Beautiful jar of pickles.
So every day, how many jars are you hand stuffing?
Every day we are hand stuffing between 2,000 and 3,000 jars, so 10 to 15,000 a week.
It's a lot of jars.
Yeah.
And the whole artisanal, handcrafted thing, that's really happening here in Brooklyn,
Important,
right?
yeah, and it's been happening for a long time. And the first wave of it was on the tail end of a massive recession we had in 2008. People were soul searching and really looking at what's fulfilling in life and what's making them happy. So it's a very rewarding journey in life.
I'm kind of excited now. I want to try one.
Can you handle the heat?
We'll see.
Yeah? All right. We're gonna start getting spicier as we go.
You're building me up.
Yeah. First, we're gonna try our maple bourbon bread and butter. You get the maple on the front, the cinnamon, allspice, and cloves that are cooked in mid-palate, and then bourbon and caramelized onions on the tail end.
That's yummy.
Yeah. The next one is the damn spicy, which we're producing today.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Woo! Yeah. It's got a little party to it.
No jokes about parties in the mouth. You know,
But you do have a good tasting pickle, Seamus.
Yes. It's juicy pickle.
Yeah. Well, I dig your pickles.
Thank you.
I know them.
Yeah, I dig your show. Thank you for having us. Yeah.
Tasty pickles or not, haters gonna hate. And to them, I simply say you're missing out. Tonight we learned hipsters are progressive risk takers challenging conventional standards for the greater good. So don't judge, just let them be. See you next week.